Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's great to be back. Thanks for sticking around. We've been reworking things a bit, and we're excited to finally focus the channel on something we love doing, ranking the best of the best in gaming. And what better place to start than with one of the most legendary consoles of all time? That's right, we're counting down the top 10 SNES games of all time. These are the classics that defined a generation, and in many ways, they still hold up incredibly well today. But before we jump into the countdown, let's take a look at a few games that just missed the cut. These are our honorable mentions. Secret of Mana, a beautiful action RPG with real-time combat and multiplayer co-op. The ring menu system was ahead of its time, and the music still hits emotionally. F-Zero. This launch title helped show off the SNES's Mode 7 graphics and gave us one of the earliest high-speed racers. Captain Falcon would later go on to smash Predator's fame, but it all started here. Earthbound, a quirky, heartfelt RPG with humor and weirdness, unlike anything else. Its unique modern setting and satirical tone make it a cult classic today. Contra 3, The Alien Wars, one of the most intense and challenging run-and-gun shooters of the era. Explosions, bosses, and bullet hell chaos done right. Kirby Superstar, a collection of bite-sized Kirby adventures that packed in more variety and charm than most full games. You could even team up with a friend for co-op fun. Now that we've honored some amazing titles, let's dive into the main list. Here are the top 10 Super NES games of all time. This is arguably the greatest 16-bit RPG ever made. Final Fantasy VI, or Final Fantasy III in North America, brought an epic story with a huge ensemble cast, and each character had their own unique arc and mechanics. The villain Kefka is still one of the most memorable and twisted bad guys in gaming history. The game's emotional weight, like Celeste's scene or the world literally being torn apart, was rare for its time. The soundtrack by Nobuo Uematsu is phenomenal, and the opera scene is legendary. With deep gameplay and rich storytelling, Final Fantasy VI still resonates with fans decades later. Speaking of RPGs, here's one that recently got a remake on the Switch. A dream collaboration between Nintendo and Square, Super Mario RPG took Mario out of his platforming roots and into turn-based battles with timed button presses. The game had that signature Square depth with a Nintendo charm twist. The humor, vibrant 3D rendered graphics, and quirky new characters like Geno and Mallow made this a standout title. It paved the way for the Paper Mario and Mario & Luigi series, and it remains a fan favorite thanks to its approachable RPG mechanics and personality. Speaking of personality, here's for the fighting game fans. Street Fighter II was a phenomenon, but Street Fighter II Turbo made it faster, more competitive, and more refined. This was the version that introduced mirror matches and increased speed settings, making it perfect for head-to-head battles. The SNES version was a near-perfect port of the arcade, bringing characters like Ryu, Chun-Li, and Guile into living rooms everywhere. Its balance, music, and smooth controls made it a staple of 90s gaming and a cornerstone of the fighting genre. Next is another Capcom classic, Mega Man X. Capcom took Mega Man into the future with Mega Man X, reinventing the series with faster movement, wall jumping, armor upgrades, and a darker tone. Each stage felt interconnected, with levels and enemies changing depending on which bosses you beat first. Hidden upgrades and the legendary Hadouken move added layers of replayability. With an incredible soundtrack and tight gameplay, Mega Man X was, and still is, action platforming at its finest. Speaking of platforming, when Donkey Kong Country launched, it blew everyone away with its pre-rendered 3D graphics and slick animations. But it wasn't just eye candy. The game played great too. Switching between Donkey and Diddy Kong added strategic variety, and the platforming felt smooth and satisfying. The music by David Wise was a standout, with tracks like Aquatic Ambience and Jungle Hijinks becoming iconic. It was a technical showcase, and a genuinely great game that kicked off a beloved series. Speaking of a beloved series, Super Castlevania 4, you can argue, kicked off the Castlevania franchise. This was the Super Nintendo Entertainment System's definitive Castlevania experience. With full whip control, rich gothic environments, and an incredible soundtrack, it felt like a leap forward for the franchise. The level design was creative, with rotating rooms and dripping catacombs, and the enemy variety kept things fresh. It struck the perfect balance between difficulty and playability, and its mood and music have stuck with fans for decades. And here's another one that stuck with fans for decades. Yes, I am talking about the incredible RPG that is Chrono Trigger. A collaboration between Square's Dream Team, including creators of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger delivered one of the best RPGs ever made. Its time travel story spanned multiple eras, and decisions you made impacted which of the 13 endings you'd get. The combat was innovative with its tech combos and no random encounters. The sprite work and soundtrack were top tier. It was groundbreaking then, and it's still a masterpiece today. Speaking of a masterpiece, our number 3 spot goes to Super Metroid. Super Metroid perfected the Metroidvania formula with a massive interconnected world, atmospheric storytelling, and freedom of exploration. The game told a powerful story without any real dialogue, and the moment when Samus chooses to spare the baby Metroid's life remains iconic. From the eerie soundtrack to the tight controls, this is a masterclass in game design. Speaking of masterclass, our number 2 spot goes to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Before Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time, there was this gem. A Link to the Past set the standard for all future Zelda games, with a huge overworld, clever dungeons, and one of the best soundtracks in the series. The light and dark world mechanic was a game changer, essentially doubling the map and adding unique puzzle elements. It's still an absolute joy to play and one of the most influential games ever made. Topping our list is the pack-in game that redefined platforming, Super Mario World. Super Mario World introduced Yoshi, branching level paths, hidden exits, and a world map that felt alive. The controls were buttery smooth, and the level design remains unmatched. Every stage feels distinct and purposeful. It's a game you can replay over and over and still discover something new. Super Mario World wasn't just the best SNES game, it's one of the greatest games of all time. And that's our list. Did your favorite SNES game make the cut? Let me know in the comments which ones you'd add or rearrange. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more top video game rankings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.